it's Nicole, and today I'm here with a book haul. So a lot of these books I got at Chapters. They are new releases. So as they were coming up for new release, they had quite a, I wouldn't say sales, but a lot of times you have to buy over $25 to get free shipping. And they had, 2-3 days that it was free shipping no matter the amount. So then I would order the new releases by themselves. So they've been coming in one at a time. So the first one is About the Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. This has to do with one of this girl's best friends that gets killed by a police officer, right in front of her. And I believe he wasn't doing anything wrong. And so it's supposed to be a really, really good book. This is the second book to Reign of Shadows, and I think I didn't have Reign of Shadows, but I got it on Book Outlet, so I think it's in my haul somewhere. So I got the new book by Sophie Jordan. I didn't know this was a retelling, so as soon as I found out it was a retelling, then I wanted both. This is a new release, Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller. And it's about a girl pirate, and that's all I wanted to know about it. It's not very big. It's 300 pages, so that's good. I do like bigger books anyway, though. This is the companion book to The Star Touch Queen by Roshani Chukosky. Oh, that name. Chukosky. A Crown of Wishes. And so that's the sequel, but it's a companion series. There's some characters that are the same, but there's also new characters. It's a different story. This is, I got it at Book Outlet, so it was super cheap. It's by Jay Asher. It's Wet Light, and it's about Christmas and a Christmas tree farm and living between two places. So I'll probably keep that and just read it around Christmas. Again, super short book. It's only like 233 pages. This I got a Book Outlet too, Alchemical Hearts by Crystal Sutherland, and I believe this is a YA contemporary. Maybe to tell you the truth, I just like the cover. It was super cheap. It was like $3 or $4, and yeah, I had heard about it, so I decided to get it. Now a couple more books from Book Outlet. I got Scythe, and this is by Neil Schusterman, and this is about where they've kind of figured out everything to make it so that people don't die from natural causes anymore. So then there's overpopulation, so there's these scythes that are trained and to keep down the population. So I think this might be the beginning of a series, maybe. I don't know if this is a standalone, to tell you the truth. It just sounded good. This, I've heard tons of people talk about it, by Blake Crouch, Dark Matter. I got that at Book Outlet again. And this is a thriller. And it was on Book Outlet, so I got it because it was super cheap. Another one from Book Outlet is a classic. And it's a Charles Dickens story, Great Expectations, and I've never read it. I went to a French school, so a lot of these classics I didn't read because we were reading French books, so I want to read this. Then I've had a ton of people talk about this, especially Peru's Project. She's talked about this quite a bit, and quite a few booktubers actually. So it's Ruta Sepetys, Salt to the Sea, and it's a historical fiction, and obviously has to do with the sea. So I can't wait to read that. Now here's the first book, Reign of Shadows. I got this one at Book Outlet by Sophie Jordan. So that's the first book. Now I got a couple other books at Book Outlet, and this is a series, and they didn't have all of them, but I got the ones that they had so that next time if they have the other ones, then I'll get them. But it's all retelling, so hello, had to get them. somebody was talking about them, and they were saying how they were retelling. So it was like, okay, let's go see on Book Outlet if they have any. And they had Sweetly, and they had Cold Spell by Jackson Pierce. And I'll just keep, I think they're companion books anyway, but I'd like to have them all, if I can get them all at Book Outlet. I won't buy them new, but I wouldn't mind getting them at Book Outlet. If anything, I'll try to find it on my Kindle or something if I can't. But sometimes it's cheaper to buy a book at Book Outlet than it is on Kindle. And some of them I want to keep. Some of them, once I read them, I just hand them down to my daughter, which loves to read too, my oldest daughter. Now this Peruse Project, Reagan talks about these all the time. So they were on Book Outlet, super cheap. So the Search for Wandla, and it's by Tony Ditterlizzi. So it came in this. The whole thing came for $12. So, you know, $4 a book. So that's pretty good. There's paperback. And it's a middle grade series. I think it'll read really fast. And I haven't been disappointed by anything that Reagan has suggested ever. So I kind of trust her judgment that we kind of, I guess, like the same kind of stuff. So I had the first 2 books of this I got at Chapters of the Queen of the Tierling. I have the first 2 books, so the third one was out, so I got it. It's The Fate of the Tierling by Erica Johansson. So that's the end of the trilogy, and they all match. So now I have them all. Now this was at Costco, The King's Cage. It is the, what's it called? The Red Queen series trilogy. And this is the last book, so by Victoria Aveyard. And some people like this, others don't. I usually, there's not too many books that I don't like, so I decided to get it where it was fairly cheap. Then again from Book Outlet, I got some more classics because I haven't read a lot of the classics. So this is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. So I decided to get that. This is Starry Night by Isabel Gillis. And again, it was super cheap. It looked like a contemporary. So sometimes it's nice to read a super quick book, contemporary. I didn't have, I think this is the second or the third, I can't remember. But I had one that was missing out of this trilogy, and it was this one. So it's the Jenny Han, the Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy. So I didn't have this one, so I got it. That's probably a trilogy that I'm going to read next year because I already know all the books that I'm going to read this year. So yeah, this is a third book. I think it's a trilogy by S.E. Grove, and it is, oh, what's the first book? I have the first 2, The Glass Sentence and The Golden Pacific. So this is some kind of, I think, fantasy. So I think it's middle grade, but I like to read all kinds of different books, so I'm okay with that. This one, yay! It's another retelling. I love it. It's the sequel to The Shadow Queen, I think, but they're companion series. So this is called The Wish Granter by C.J. Redwine. I haven't read The Shadow Queen yet. It's on my list to read this year. And then if I have room left in my list, which I don't think I do, but I can read that this year too. If not, it can be read at the beginning of next year. This is Long May She Reign by Rhiannon Thomas. I think it's fantasy. To tell you the truth, I love the cover, and a few people talked about it, and I needed to have it. So again, probably just going to be read that next year, which is fine. I need to get some new bookcases, and we're gonna have an IKEA that's gonna open up about 3 hours from here. So I'm gonna go get the Billy cases, bookcases, and so a lot of these books, even if I read them and give them away, I'm okay. But a lot of them, the ones I'm getting in hardback or hardcover, I'm going to want to keep. So because of the whole Beauty and the Beast in theater, which I haven't gone to see yet, we're supposed to go this weekend and we just didn't have time. But I saw this and I had to get it. It's by Jennifer Donnelly. It's not a retelling. It's more like a more story about Beauty and the Beast, like an adventure. So this is called Lost in a Book, an enchanting original story. So that looks like a super quick read. So, you know, if you're running at the end of the month, and I like to read so many books a month, and you can just throw one of those small books in there to make sure that you get all the books that you want to read in that month. Now this year on my Goodreads goal, I've put 80 books, and I'm already on book 26, I believe. So I am not too worried. I think I'm going to do it. So I'll just read whatever I can, and that means that it's just less books on my TBR bookshelf, which basically it's an entire bookshelf. But because I just started reading again a year ago. 2 years ago, I read one book. Last year, I read 76 books, and this year I'm at 26, and we are April 3rd. But anyway, so this is another retelling of Beauty and the Beast. It's Hunted by Megan Spooner. I've heard some people rave about it, so I can't wait to read that. So that'll probably get knocked up. All these retellings, I'll probably boot it up on my list there. This is another book by C.J. Redwine, Deliverance, and I had the first book, I think. This I got at Book Outlet. So I think I have Defiance and Deception. So I was missing book 3, or maybe I just have Defiance. I'll have to look for. Anyway, it was on Book Outlet. It was super cheap, so I got it, and then I'll only need one. This I've heard a few people talk about it. It's by Erin Bow, and I actually have the first book, Scorpion Rules, The Swan Riders. So I got that. Again, I got it at Book Outlet for a super cheap price. And another one I got at Book Outlet, and you can tell they always have that little mark. I got The Diabolic by S.J. Kincaid, which a lot of people are talking about it. I didn't know if I wanted to buy it like as in when it first came out, but I'm glad I held off, and now I got it for a super cheap price. It has basically that everybody has a nemesis, and what she ends up doing is taking her place because she's in danger. So that's that one. Only a few more. And again, at Costco, I got, is it Gilly McMillan? It's a thriller, I believe, What She Knew. Pretty chunky book, about 460 pages or something like that. So, but I like the floppiness of it, so it should read fairly quickly anyway. Then another new release, and I heard some people talking about this. I believe if it's not a retelling, yeah, it's a retelling of Sleeping Beauty. Because it says, takes the Sleeping Beauty elements you know and expands them, twists them. So, I love retellings. So this is by Lexa Hillier, Spindle Fire, and this is a new release. So yay, I just got it yesterday. Now this is by Cinda Williams Chima, The Shadowcasters, and this is she has a series that's called The Seven Realms, maybe? And it's the Demon King and all that. So you need to read those books before you read this. The first book in this series was called Flamecaster, and I have it. And so I got the second book so that I could, once I get to that spot, that I can just read it. Now this year I'm reading her first series, which is the Warrior Air, the Air Chronicles. I want to read it in the order that she wrote them, even though they're two different series. So I'm going to read that series first, next year I'm going to start the 7 Realms series, and then I'll go right into that. But I am the type of reader that I just speed read through everything, so it's nice to have them all, because once I put that specific book, I got to pick up the sequel right away. Now this is a brand new book. I got it yesterday. It was a pre-order. It's by Laini Taylor, Strange the Dreamer. It's quite a chunky book, 536 pages. Now some people totally hate this book. Some people totally love this book. So we will see. I haven't read her Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy. That's on my TBR for 2018. I've already started writing down the series that I want to read for next year. So yeah, I can't read fast enough. There's too many books to read. So I've just added, I'd say 30, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10, 20, about 30 plus books on my TBR. But that's okay. It's all books that I'm super excited about. And I just wanted to share that with you. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.